Good morning, church. I'd like to read to you a section from the book of Mark. Mark chapter 6, verses 1 through 6. Jesus left that part of the country and returned with his disciples to Nazareth, his hometown. The next Sabbath he began teaching in the synagogue, and many who heard him were amazed. They asked, "Where did he get all of this wisdom and the power to perform such miracles?" Then they scoffed. "He's just a carpenter, the son of Mary, and the brother of James, Joseph, Judas, and Simon. And his sisters live right here among us." They were deeply offended and refused to believe him. Then Jesus told them, "A prophet is honored everywhere except in his own hometown and among his relatives and his own family." And because of their unbelief, he couldn't do any miracles among them except to place his hands on a few sick people and heal them. And he was amazed at their unbelief. This isn't the first time in the book of Mark where we see Jesus rejected. If you were to flip back to the 3rd chapter, we see even some of Jesus' own family members rejecting him. In that same chapter, we see some of the religious leaders saying that Jesus must be possessed by demons. However, this passage illustrates something of which I think we should take note. This rejection is not by the religious elite. It is not a rejection of his family members who might have been embarrassed at the radical things that Jesus was saying and doing, but this was a rejection of people who he knew, people who likely grew up with him in his hometown. I think that we have this idea that we are naturally inclined to belief. But the natural state of man, at least since the fall, is that of rebellion against God. We are all created in the image of God, yes, but as David tells us in Psalm 58:3, even from birth the wicked go astray. From the womb they are wayward, spreading lies. In this passage, I think there are 3 points of contrast, and I want to bring out these differences, the differences between the disciples of Christ and those who reject Christ. Now, I'm going to be alluding to some things that happen after this passage, but I think it's going to illustrate, help make these points. The first point is this: God works most often among those who believe, but not among those who disbelieve. We see in that 5th verse of chapter 6 where it says that because of their unbelief, he couldn't do any miracles among them, except to place his hands on a few sick people and heal them. Number 2, those who believe are able to see the truth of God, whereas those who disbelieve are blinded by sin. Earlier in Mark, if we were to look at chapter 4, we see that Jesus is using parables. And it's true that parables are a way that Jesus illustrates heavenly truths with earthly ideas. But parables are also used so that those who want to maintain disbelief may do so. If you want proof of this, look at Matthew chapter 13, verses 11 through 13. Those who want to see will. Those who do not want to see will not. In a very real sense, St. Augustine was right when he used this phrase, credo ut intelligam, which translate to believe so that you may understand. The third contrast is this: God is with those who believe, but he will not be present with those who disbelieve. In the next section of this chapter, Jesus is going around the villages, or he's going from this village to that village. Seemingly he's left Nazareth at this point, and he commissions the disciples and sends them out. Interestingly, Jesus tells the disciples that if they are rejected, then they should dust off their shoes as a testimony against those who disbelieve. The idea being this, that those who disbelieve and reject the message of Christ will receive what is due to them, namely the penalty of their sins. So, if you believe Christ, then I want you to remember this. I want you to know that God works in your life. I want you to know that he will show you the truth, and I want you to know that he is present with you. I'll be praying for you. Please pray for me, and Lord willing, I'll see you next week.